I hope everybody has assumed their position, and I hope you at home have as well, because that's right. The hype train for Captain America: Brave New World officially starts today here over on Point Three Podcast. We are your favorite trio of hosts. To my right, we got Shadow Brando. Down below, we got Lou and
Captain Shadow
myself.
Brando.
Oh, Captain Shadow.
Ooh.
Cab. No, CSB. Kazb.
Sub-
Sizb. Yeah, Sizb.
When's the album dropping, baby?
Oh, day after Brave New World drops.
There you go.
Okay, we're gonna hold you to that. Yeah. But once again, we are your favorite trio of hosts, bringing you another episode of the Point Three Podcast, the live stream Wednesday. We are excited for everybody that is joining us live, and those of you that are watching after the fact. Thank you so much. If you're not, make sure you are subscribed to us. Make sure you join us on our Discord, on our social medias, because there's a lot that is going to be going on over the next couple of weeks. A lot of Captain America content as we grow closer to Brave New World, which is what, 3-ish weeks away now?
3 weeks away, yeah.
Yeah, as these sirens go absolutely insane.
I'm gonna say, is Cap's
That's
going?
not
Cap's coming to you right now.
He might be. Someone just might, a shield might just go completely past the camera.
Run towards that danger, baby.
Yeah.
It's the Charger that's driving by. They're going after the Charger.
Probably.
Challenger, whatever car drives by.
Whatever it is. Yeah. Hopefully they catch it so that way they can stop sabotaging the live.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But gentlemen, how are you doing today?
It's a brave new day, baby. Brave new day. February is almost here.
It's crazy to think about. It's been a month since Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I don't know if I could process that.
Right, man,
feels like Christmas was 2 days ago. Brando's time. Only thing I'll be doing that day is see Brave New World. So.
There you
That's
go.
fine. Have a date with mediocrity. Just kidding. I'm sorry.
Hey, whoa. We'll get to our expectations of the movie. Don't you worry. But yeah.
The Matrix.
What just happened?
Hello?
The Matrix.
Oh, I thought that was me.
You're
good now. You're good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know what happened. My mic just bugged out. Everybody, we're all kind of having technical difficulties, which is also kind of why we started a little bit later. So if stuff happens on the stream, we're really sorry. We don't know what's doing it today. So
Zola.
It might be Hydra. That's what it is. Hydra. Because it's always Hydra.
That's doesn't want this to happen.
Yeah.
Doesn't want it to happen.
They don't. But yeah, no. So like we said, the hype train starting now for Captain America: Brave New World, right? Captain America 4. Over the next few weeks, we're going to be doing a variety of topics. Today, we're kicking it off with a big double header, right? As you can see with the title of this live stream, we're going to be doing a deep dive on Sam Wilson and his comic book history. Right, Sam Wilson obviously taking up the mantle of Captain America for this movie. And then we're going to hit you with a Captain America design/costume tier list. That one's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to range from Steve Rogers to other people who have been Captain America, and some designs that are very interesting. So definitely stay tuned for that. But gentlemen, let's kick off our Sam Wilson comic book history deep dive. To kind of start off, before we started doing all this research, did you guys kind of have I guess the best way to call it is an image of Sam Wilson in your head, kind of preset?
No, the only thing I really knew about Sam was just what I knew from him from the MCU, to be honest. I don't even think I remember like growing up, or not growing up, because I don't think I remember recently even just knowing he was a Captain America in the comics until the MCU came around, or until that kind of happened in Endgame. But he's a cool character, I will say that. It's been fun. It's been fun to hear kind of know both of your guys' thoughts also on the character as I've been researching.
Yeah. I mean, listen, of all of like the black superheroes in Marvel, I think Sam Wilson as Falcon was the most, I guess, at the forefront of my brain. Like you look at Rhodey, you look at Blade, then you look at like Black Falcon. Like that's how I saw him, is that, and Luke Cage. That's the association I had of Sam Wilson. I really didn't see him as Cap until probably like 5-ish years ago. I'd probably say for the last half decade. And really that kind of was MCU inspired to really kind of switch that association. I will say I always knew he looked cool. Like it was like an alternate outfit type of thing, you know, if he's in Rivals or something, it's just like there's Falcon, but then you have the Captain America skin or something like, but it never felt like it was Cap. So everything that we're doing right now is actually really cool because I think I spent time with him as Cap, and I never really did that before.
Agreed. I would say for me, it's kind of both of you guys, but more towards the Falcon aspect, where I think I saw him a lot more as another Captain America than I did as Falcon. And through reading through some of this history, it's been very interesting to see just how much the Falcon plays a big part. Obviously, it does, because that's the mantle he held for so many years. But really understanding why that was a big deal for Marvel and how that really from the get-go sets up his story arc for eventually taking over as Cap, it kind of only makes sense for him to at some point truly stepped into the mantle. And I think I gained a greater appreciation for that.
I'll say this overall, now with where I'm at in my life and kind of understanding that transition from Falcon and the setup as Falcon to Captain America, it feels like one of all the things that we've done across Marvel and DC over the last couple of years, this one actually in the comics feels like one of the most organic versions of a character stepping in and taking a bigger mantle. It feels very different from like Miles Morales becoming Spider-Man, in my opinion. There's some similarities, but it feels different, where this just feels bigger. It really, really, really feels so much bigger than I ever expected.
Yeah, 100%. Well, let's kind of delve into his very quickly, kind of a history of his publication, right? So he first appeared in Captain America 117, which was in 1969. So this character has been around for a very long time. And he was the first African-American superhero. Not a black superhero. There were others, but the first African-American. Some, might kind of consider that Bill Foster was that, but he didn't really become Black Goliath till years later. And then T'Challa is obviously pure African. So this was a very big deal. And in doing some research, it really seemed like Stan Lee and Gene Colan, the artist at the time for Cap, really wanted to make this hero for African-American people, right? And they always wanted to stay, which I think is a really cool thing to see, especially back then from Marvel, how they wanted to stay relevant to its audience. And knew that they had other places to reach out into. So in doing some other research, it also seems that, fun little fact, at the time, so again, when I say this, just remember it was at the time, O.J. Simpson was viewed as a hero, a football hero. So Sam Wilson his at least physical features are kind of taken from O.J. Simpson. It's kind of what they revealed. So, yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, for the time, that's spot on. I mean, a lot of people obviously, like, my guy's not getting in the Bronco on the run, but that is a very, very good point. I did not know that, but now thinking of it and looking at it,
you can see it.
That's money. See it. Yeah.
Yeah, you can definitely see it. So obviously they didn't want to make another stereotype, so they made him a social worker, right, in Harlem, New York. A big part of his community, man that loved birds, and his trustiest one of all, Red Wing, right? So in Captain America, in this part of the issue, when he finally meets Cap, they're on an island. Cap has been tricked, not really tricked, kind of switcheroo with some cosmic stuff involved with the Red Skull. So he doesn't really know that it's Cap either. Cap enlists him. They become friends. They become sidekicks to go take down the Red Skull. Now, fast forward, he does stay into the Captain America issue, but there comes another big thing, which I had no clue about this until we were doing research for this. Goes the infamous issue of Captain America 186, where Snap Wilson becomes a thing. Now, if you don't know what Snap Wilson is, basically what happens is they retcon his past, Sam Wilson's past, that he wasn't really a social worker. He was a thug, implied possible pimp, that the Red Skull used and made up a whole past for, so that Cap would basically befriend him, and that at a time of his choosing, the Red Skull would use to betray.
Mm-hmm.
And for the longest time, that was the real backstory of Sam Wilson, that he wasn't this good, caring social worker. He was a thug. Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Interesting that they would have tried to make that change, especially kind of weaving that into the storyline of Red Skull trying to manipulate Steve, using the Cosmic Cube, going that route, but really changing, I think, what made Sam. And I don't know if you're going to get to the resolution and all that, but there are a lot of changes to where, forgive me, I can't recall the person who wrote that specific issue, but I'm pretty sure he left the run before that story concluded.
Yep, Steve Englehart left the book before he could really even kind of get going with it. Yeah.
So interesting that is where they're just like, oh, we got to wrap this story up, and it's not our idea, but it's just interesting. Snap Wilson.
Yeah.
Imagine.
MCU would never touch this, and rightfully so, right? And I think clearly a lot of people back when this did happen, a lot of people were upset because you just made him a stereotype. You took someone that was this very cool character that a lot of people really could kind of look up to, and you strip that all away for a stereotype. So a lot of people justifiably upset. So again, this was part of his history genuinely for such a long time. They did try to kind of explain it away later. Specifically, yeah, absolutely. In issues 276 through 278 of Captain America, they kind of go more into the Snap Wilson backstory, and what they say is that they try to retcon to make both a thing. So what they do say is that, yes, he was a caring person. He did do social work. It's just that after he lost his father in a senseless act of violence, and then after he lost his mother, basically his psyche broke.
Mm-hmm.
So to deal with the trauma, his mind made up Snap Wilson, or he became Snap Wilson. So they make both a reality, which is better explanation, but it's still not that great. It's no. So again, this was his backstory for years, which is crazy to think, because I don't think anybody would look at, especially if you've only read anything more current from him, you would never really think that in association with him. So from all the way from then up until 2014, when he finally officially takes over the Captain America mantle, Steve gets aged out after this whole long thing. We won't fully explain it. Go read it. It's actually some pretty good stuff. He becomes the new Captain America. And he has to deal with Hydra and everything related to Cap. Now, a fun and fitting conclusion to the whole Snap Wilson saga is that they retcon it again And this time they just say, hey, Red Skull made all of it up
Yeah.
just to
Yeah.
mess with really both Cap and Falcon, to kind of discredit him at the time. So that's how the whole journey of Snap Wilson became and ended. But it is a big part of Sam Wilson's character.
Yeah. I think the intentions were to, it would have added a little bit more dimension to his character and kind of fleshed out his backstory a little bit more to kind of make the Captain America mantle and him holding it just a little more interesting. I just think the execution of it was odd in a lot of ways. Because I think at the end of the day, like, he really overcomes that, and he's everyone knows him as a really good guy. Period. Like, that is Sam Wilson. He's a good guy. He's here for his community. He's here to lead. Like, those are the core traits that carry out. No one's ever going to be like, I'm going to look at your Twitter from 10 years ago. What'd you say?
Basically. Yeah, basically. And so, guys, in doing this research, a big thing that kind of came back in 2014, and something we also saw within the MCU fandom, right, as well. In researching and reading this, do you feel like Sam earned the mantle of Captain America?
I'm going to get this out real quick, and then Spider-Brand, I'll throw it to you. In reading and looking at it, he made the big move. He made the big play. He didn't think about it. He ran to that danger. It was, if I'm Falcon and I don't make this move, everyone's going to die. That's what I'm going to do. And I think that having that essence and having the rest of the heroes see that, and then getting that backing at Avengers Mansion from all of the heroes that are flooding in to be like, I didn't know there were this many Avengers. One, I wish it's something that we saw in the MCU, because you get everyone being like Thor, like, you get signed off from the best of the best. And then ultimately everyone's like, if that's what you want, this is the guy. All right, let's roll. And I just think it was really impactful to see that change made and to see him become Cap, and ultimately for him to like carry over what made him as a hero. Because that's what he feels like in this. When he receives the mantle, he feels like a true hero. I don't want to say in comparison of like, he's not like the firefighter hero or, the police or anything like that. And he's not some juice up guy. Obviously, he is just a guy, but it's who he is, what he's made of, that stuff, right? That juice, if you will, that makes him worthy. I loved seeing that. I thought it was super cool. And then getting the finishing touches with the shield. I definitely think in reading it, seeing the story, it felt very satisfying for me. Very satisfying.
I would agree with that. I can't say, especially compared to the MCU, I can't say that I have like he hasn't really had his shining moment, and even Anthony Mackie himself never even got his true like shining moment. Apparently, I saw a report a couple weeks ago that he didn't, like, no one told him he was Cap. He just like found out from reading the script or Chris Evans like telling him, and it's kind of exactly how his transition was in the MCU. And I'm like, man, like you just brought up, seeing all the Avengers gather around him and having him do his first Avengers assemble and say, let's try this out. That just like, you posted in Discord earlier with him with the shield up like that. That gave me more goosebumps when I read it. I'm like, damn, he deserved it.
Yeah.
He's been under Cap's wings for years. I mean, same with the MCU also, but it just felt like you got to see him be more independent through here versus just like, oh, Cap does this, Cap does that, or whatever. That kind of like portray. I don't want to make it too MCU like relatable, but that's really all I know of the character. Besides the comics. But he definitely deserved it in throughout the reading, and I think Steve made a great choice.
Agree.
Yeah, 100%.
I was going to say, how'd you feel about it?
Yeah, no, I was going to say the same thing, and I think there's a great page in the same issue where they retcon the whole Snap Wilson thing. It stuck with me that I actually had to find it and pull it up on Marvel Unlimited. But when he's flying after finally beating Red Skull, I'll read it really quick. I just think it encompasses very well Sam Wilson, right? He said she was right. Snap Wilson does haunt me, not because it was ever true, but because they expected me to believe it. That it was so damned obvious to them. That's what I should have been. That they chose that story, and for all the reasons they chose it. But that's not me. It never was. I'm Captain America, and right now I've got a world to save.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it puts him so well together that Sam, I think in the comics has, even though in the MCU this isn't really the case as much, he knows who he is. He's confident in who he is.
Yeah.
And they show that through the comics, that even though he has this weird history that for the longest time was there, he is confident. He knows he's a good person, and he knows that despite him maybe not feeling fully ready to take on the Captain America mantle, he knows that he can do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that.
It all comes together to make him feel where I think a character like going from Falcon to Captain America and then stepping into that mantle with those shoes, coming after Bucky, knowing that the status quo is always going to be there of like, everyone wants Steve. Everyone wants Steve. They just do. For I feel like from the dawn of time with Marvel, MCU, it doesn't matter. Most people want Steve Rogers as their Captain America. So having Sam Wilson step in there to make him feel believable, to make him feel that he can definitely hold and carry the mantle, he shows it many, many times. And then ultimately, you get this sense of like, he feels like a very dynamic and interesting character with all that junk surrounding in real life from the readers and from the people that never wanted him to be Cap in the first place for whatever reason. That to me is very powerful. And he feels like a symbol. He feels like a hero. Literally, to me, he feels probably the closest thing. I know we talk about this fairly often, but like in a lot of ways, I feel like Sam, after reading this, is more symbolic as Captain America to be that symbol of hope. Because it's not going to be the Tony, it's not going to be the money, it's not going to be like, it is just like, this guy is the hero, like he is the MC. And Sam just feels fantastic as Cap. Fantastic to me.
Yeah.
I like that. I was just trying to think of like, he's got I was trying to think of two heroes to compare him to. He's got like the moral sense of Spider-Man and Superman, but the gadgets of Batman with the Falcon stuff. And I'm like, that's such a cool concept of a character.
No, I love that. I love that. Yeah, I mean, how cool is that? You can pull legitimate pieces from huge characters and apply them to Sam Wilson, Captain America. I don't think we could have said that at the beginning of this historically.
No. And I think something else that the comics do a very good job of, and obviously, again, this is a plus because of how long of a history he's had, but being such a core part of the Avengers for a while, I think also helped this too, right? Both from a reader standpoint and in the universe itself, where a lot of people just kind of go with it because they know who he is. And it's not as much of a shock because we've seen what he's capable of. We've seen his personality, his characteristics, how he is kind of the everyman hero, and not a knock against Steve Rogers' Cap. I just think Steve Rogers sometimes loses that in certain stories. But one thing that I think I found consistent through most of what I read was that he is always looking out for the small guy. even when it has bigger, world implications.
You brought up a great point, because from my reading, and there's a panel that Sam was specifically talking about why he chooses to go after the bigger stuff and not like all the little stuff. And it reminded me of just comparing to like when I was reading Century, and how Century was just going after. I mean, Century's a different breed, obviously, because he could fly anywhere, but it was still. And then with Superior Spider-Man, also, um, they all kind of were just going after every single little thing, and then always forgetting about the big picture, and it was biting them in the ass every time. So seeing Cap or hearing Cap do that, and then just knowing what I've read the last couple months between Century and Superior, that we're always like into attacking every like single crime 100%. And even just from my research in Superman too, can't be everywhere all at once, and you gotta pick and choose the good battles that do great for the society. Utilitarianism.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I think you described like what it means to be a great leader. And I think we get that a lot. So I had tons of fun going through and reading and researching and kind of seeing kind of the core, source material, going through some books and checking out Sam. And I really think, last thing I'll say, I think he was a huge plus to the mantle of Captain America.
100%. I think he brings the most, other than Steve Rogers, the most prestige out of all the Caps, right? Even over Bucky, right? Because I think Bucky was more of a, I haven't read too much of Bucky Cap, but it seems like it's more of a I need to make up for what I've done type thing. Sam is, we need to move forward. We need to make America and the world a better place, right? And even that's kind of what leads to him eventually giving it up, right? Kind of two times. One where he realizes that what he's doing isn't really working as Cap, right? So he kind of gives it up after an incident with another anti-hero / villain in Rage. And then when he eventually picks it up in a comic run that I think was like 2 years ago, it's because he sees how the people have viewed Captain America as a symbol, and how other people, despite not knowing who any of them are, took up that mantle in their communities and tried to really, push forward their communities. And I think that's what Sam does whenever he's Cap, right? And I mean, heck, you even read the current Avengers run. He's kind of the leader right now. Blood Hunt played a huge part in rallying everybody. He does a great, fantastic speech against the vampires. And I mean, very cool thing to see. So hopefully, I think we need more of that within the MCU. So one last question, and SBA, I'll kick this off to you. Do you think that this raised or lowered your expectations for Sam Wilson within the MCU?
I think it raised it. And this movie has a lot. It has a lot to prove to make us realize that, building off of Falcon and Winter Soldier show, that Steve made the right choice. Because, like I said earlier, he hasn't really had that like true moment, I don't think, yet, of like Captain America like leading the Avengers type level. But we better it set the precedent for Brave New World. I have to deliver that, otherwise is Doomsday even gonna matter being an Avengers movie?
Very true.
Sure. Here, I'll throw it to you.
I would say it both lowered and raised it. And I know that might be a cop out, but it raised the expectations just because I'm curious on what they're gonna do with the character, but also lowered because from what we've typically seen, it can't ever really live up to that standard. Right. However, what I will say is that in the side of the positive, based on the trailers, kind of what we've seen and kind of what I've said for a while now that I think Brave New World should be, is that Captain America and Winter Soldier was Sam proving to himself that he should be Cap. And I think they completed that well in that within that show. Now he just has to show the people. And I think they could do it if they pull it off right. Will they? I don't know.
Yeah.
I do have, Lou, before you go. One funny thing that when we were talking about Doomsday and everything, upon my research, I came across how a lot of Cap Sam Wilson storylines had to get rushed in preparation for Secret Wars comic, and I'm like, wow, it sounds a little familiar into what we're in right now.
Yep.
No, it's true. It's true. It's
They were
true.
taken straight from the comics, man.
Yeah, that the hard part though is like we haven't gotten him kind of on a solo run. He's always been the plus, and this is really the first time that he's going to be his own. And who knows if they're even going to write it that way? Because the hard part, I feel like everyone from a fandom perspective is looking at who else is next to him. Oh, Cap, can't wait to see Red Hulk. It's like Iron Man, you want to see Iron Man. Anyone else in there is cool. If Red Hulk was in it, you're like, oh, Red Hulk's in Iron Man's movie. People are like, oh, Red Hulk is in what movie? Like, who's he? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I think the biggest difference, what I hoped for and why my kind of bar was lowered a little bit is you're going to see this movie have time to where he's going to have to prove to the audience that he is worthy of being Captain America, whereas when he received the mantle, he got the endorsement from all of the other characters that were beloved by tons of people who were readers in the first place. So you got that shining, star already. So when he jumps into action, there is that expectation. Not saying there won't be that expectation. The hard part is I feel like he'll be a victim of circumstances of the overall MCU that is kind of in its own redemption period, which is why I wish they maybe would have gone with Bucky, because I think those would have aligned a lot cleaner than if they kept Sam, where I feel like Sam is not tailored to save Captain America. And at this point, just given everything that's around it, can they do it? Sure. Will they do it? I highly doubt it. I think the movie is going to make a lot of money, but I don't think people are going to come across the version of Captain America that we feel reading this stuff. It's going to be a different, new manufactured one where people are like, oh, he's got adamantium. He's juiced up. He's got the tech. He's got all this. I don't think that's the core of who Sam Wilson is after reading this. Those aren't the draws, in my opinion. I think it's super cool, but it's just going to be a different version of him that I feel like the comic version is its own. Whatever the MCU version is going to be, cool. There'll be a couple parallels, but I just don't feel that they'll be able to accomplish what maybe they set out to, especially because there's no height. Like, even his adversaries and villains, like, they're so far removed because Hydra, Red Skull, Zola, Dimension Z, all that kind of stuff, like, challenges so many things to help elevate Sam. And I think that's literally not in existence right now.
Yeah.
So interesting. I don't know. We'll see. Hopeful, but really, 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 really have a newfound great appreciation for Sam Wilson as Captain America for sure.
Agreed. There's a cool sense of hope with him, and hopefully when Brave New World comes out February 14th, we're able to see that and come away enjoying what we saw. So
100%.
Yeah. A fun little deep dive into Sam Wilson's backstory. Zemo has the opportunity to come back and be Sam's big villain. That is true. Very true.
2035, maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna say we'll see what happens, but Nate, but media, stay tuned because we'll be definitely eventually talk about Sam Wilson's MCU journey, because they're different. They're so different that they both deserve their own spotlight. So wait a couple weeks. We're gonna talk. If you have MCU questions, write them down right now. Save them. Make sure you're subscribed to us because we're gonna be back.
And send them in there.
Exactly. what Captain Shadow Brando said. Write him over on the Discord because they eat first and we interact there all the time. So great way to chat with us. Yeah. All right. So next up on our double header for today, we're doing another tier list. We love doing these. These are a lot of fun, in all honesty. Captain America design costume tier list. Gentlemen, we got 15 Captain America suits that we are going to be tier ranking. Some that some of you may have seen already. Some that even myself, when we were preparing this episode, never seen them in my life. Thought they'd be a lot of fun to rank. So let's see where we're at. Overall, I think this is going to be out of all the tier lists we've done, will probably be either the most similar or the most all over the place.
Uh-oh.
I don't know yet.
I'm so excited.
Isn't it wild to say similar, but
I don't
all over
know
the
many-
place? It's kind of all
I don't
over
know
the place.
many different Captain America designs, so this is exciting.
Yeah, so in researching them, a lot of these have certain similarities. And this is why I say they might be similar rankings, but they're slightly different. And those slight differences either make or they break the costume completely. It's so weird. So weird. So I'm curious to see what you guys think on some of these and everybody in the audience as well. So without further ado, let's start sharing our screen.
Yeah.
So if you've never been a part of our 0.3 tier list, this is your tier list. Again, 15 characters. Like we always say, if you don't see or hear your favorite design, don't worry. There's always room for that design to appear in a different episode later on. So don't fret. But our rankings go from 0.3 certified. That's the top of the top, the cream of the crop. That's where you want to be if you're a design. We then got A, B, C, and then gentlemen, D tier. The heck is this?
The heck is this?
The heck is
Put it in
this?
all caps. Do you always put it in all caps?
I don't know, but today I did.
We're screaming.
Yeah, because there's a couple on here. And I overthink overall that maybe this tier list should, especially going from now on, definitely deserves to be in all caps because the heck is this? That's 0.3 infamy. You don't want to be there. That's costumes that basically don't even have a ranking. We're just like, ew, what is this? So it doesn't even get its own ranking. It just gets into a spot.
For example, Andrew Garfield's homemade Spider-Man suit.
But
Yeah. Go watch our old tier list videos.
bro, there's one for sure. The heck is
There's a couple on here that I saw them and I was like, huh, interesting.
bro, my guy, Common Thread Rider.
Yeah. But without further ado, this is our Captain America tier list. We are kicking it off with the classic, the OG Captain America suit. Mainly kind of more made famous by Jack Kirby with his drawings. You have the scales, you have the red boots, you have the wings. How do you guys feel about this one?
Look at his forehead. Big old
A.
A.
Big ol'
I
A?
like it.
Big old A.
Okay.
Big old A.
I think it's fitting for A.
Starting off strong.
So clean. I think this is super cool. It's weird, and if somebody designed it in 2025, you'd be like, is this what we really want?
Like, it's greatly fitting for its time.
Yeah.
The pirate boots.
I think they're good.
It's cool. It's cool. I've always thought it's cool. Like, I love figures that look like this. I always choose this if it's a skin or a character or a kid or something you can get.
Yeah, wait, hold on.
Just
There was
feels
actually,
classic.
hold on.
Oh, dude, this is live. This is a live stream, folks.
Oh, this
Chat, are you not entertained on how live this
Hold
is?
on.
He has one.
Yeah, he does.
Secret Wars wave Marvel
Like the
Legends.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, look at that.
Bro,
Just look at
I
that
shouldn't
suit.
be doing
This,
that.
this
Like,
suit
I'm-
translates so well into everything.
But tell me they did not steal like the bottom half pirate inspired. The big old thick buckle, the boots that fold over like that. Like that is Jack Sparrow America.
Yeah.
As you mentioned it, I never correlated it to pirate boots until you pointed it out, and now I can't unsee it.
I never
Great-
did either.
great
But now I
costume.
can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was one design I almost put on here, and I kind of wish I did. It was like a Revolutionary War Captain America, and I think that's like another inspiration where it's like old classic, old timey army stuff.
Mm.
Dude, the freaking rivals. I wish the rivals Cap 4 skin was in here. Or Cap skin was in here.
Whoop.
When he's just like a gladiator.
Oh, the Gladiator one. I almost included it, but I was like, it's too.
It doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah, it's too different.
Yeah.
To
No, I
where
fully
it's
get
like
it. I just thought
it just
that
looks
was
like
funny.
a dude. Yeah. The Marvel Rivals one though is on the Marvel Rivals tier list, so go watch that if you haven't.
Hmm.
But yeah, A tier. A tier is a good spot for this one to be in. A is also for Age of Ultron, which is the next costume that we have. So Captain America from Age of Ultron. This is the kind of darker blue that they give him. The similarities that this one has is obviously same things, but the difference, he has that red shoulder stripe
Mm-hmm.
going on that I do think adds a lot to this costume.
Shout out to Navy for blue at a time when Superman went dark, Cap went dark. This to me, I've always loved this suit. This is a 0.3 certified for me personally. I think it's super cool. I think the belt works. I think the buckles over the shoulders, like the way that they frame it, it looks a little puffy, but it just looks so good. And I think this is synonymous with Chris Evans' MCU Cap for me, period. Hands down. No, we'll get to something maybe a little bit later. But my man's fit. It looks good. I think this is a 0.3 certified, but I'm open to listen.
SB, I think you have thoughts.
I really like the suit, but there's just something about the mask that just looks weird on Chris Evans' face.
What?
But like the suit itself, the buckle on the arm, the shield, the red, I like the darker navy color a little bit for it. The star is nice and like pointed out.
Sounds like a point.
I would put it in A, but I don't know about 0.3. No,
Don't make him unbuckle that chin strap and hit you with the back spin kick.
I could do this all day.
Mm.
I don't know. I might be overthinking the cap. You know?
Yeah, don't overthink it.
If the cap, well, if the A on his forehead was like true white,
Bro,
I
he's
think it
been
would
throwing
be-
motorcycles at people, going through
I was gonna
flames.
say,
You think that's going to be
point.
clean?
That's a good point.
Is it
That's
clean?
okay. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
All right. I'll be honest.
I'll
I think this is a
0.3.
0.3.
I'll 0.3 it too. I can't lie anymore. No,
It could be a back end
I-
0.3. It could be the entry into a 0.3 potentially.
I think I was giving it too much hate.
I think it's like a perfect, more modern take on a cap where it's like, what would a Captain America suit look like if they made it in 20 whatever year this movie came out? We did get a B for Age of Ultron. Interesting.
B for a U.
Yeah. No, I think it's a great suit. I have nothing else to add. Rome saying it's 0.3, definitely. And Rome's picture wise, they'll be added on post. So when this video does come out on its own, if not, definitely feel free to Google them and rank them with us. So next up, one that I don't think is going to be 0.3 at all. nowhere near it. We have Captain America from the Marvel Avengers video game. This suit is always going to be remembered for the big, almost like armor look, but armor in a bad way. It looks more like he's wearing a bulletproof vest and padding. It looks god awful, and I would put this in the heck is this.
I'm going to heck is this. I'm going to heck. The helmets.
Yeah, I'm going. The heck is this? I was trying to
For a
argue.
video game too.
I was trying to argue for C, but there's no arguing. For that.
No, dude.
The helmet is just so bad.
The helmet is terrible.
It looks like square.
Yeah.
Oh, this is like GTA 3 SWAT team comes in and there's like 50 of these dudes and you're just like simply never mind. This is no good. I don't care.
Yeah, no. It looks like, especially where the shirt, or I don't know if shirt is the right word, but you know when people wear like a short sleeve shirt and then they put a long sleeve shirt underneath?
Dude, I used to go to school like that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he looks like he's doing right now in this picture. It looks terrible.
Forgot his hockey bag at home.
Like he rolled out of bed and was like, crap, I can't find my blue shirt.
I'm late for class. I gotta go. Dude, Cap Academy.
Oh god.
Trying to get his license.
It just looks like a police officer too. With
RoboCap.
like doesn't scream. Yeah, no cap. You were right. No cap.
No cap.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't look like no cap.
Yeah, he looks like a dude that is trying to cosplay as Captain America.
Kind of looks like hot toy in this picture.
The chest plate, yes. I've been looking at the chest plate trying to think of what to correlate it to.
It's not good. It's terrible.
What bulletproof vest is just like, let me just do a crop top version of it. Bro's a super soldier. Like, give me just like like an entire gown at least, just head to toe, just like chainmail after that. This is terrible placement. And underneath the stars, what they tried to do with that, the stripe, like the little red, it just makes it look weird. The dimensions of this are all wrong. Period.
All wrong.
We might need to create something below this.
Yeah, I hate the fact that he has his like weird little shoulder pad here, and then he has an elbow pad. So you have all this open space for him to just get wounded.
Oh, he's got 40 shots on goal, man. He's got
the shield. He's got the shield. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay if he gets shot in the arm.
Goal
doesn't matter. You know, the thing that holds his shield doesn't matter.
With his tin can shield.
Yeah. Let's stop talking about this and go to another design that I had to do a double take on when I first saw this one.
Because it looks that sexy?
Maybe. This is the TV movie Captain America. Kind of the first live action Captain America, I guess you could say.
Google costume, this one,
yeah. Google this one right now. TV movie Cap. He has
bulge, bro.
I was gonna say a prominent bulge. He has the weird stripes down going into the bulge. He has a big old helmet with a visor on.
Looks like fucking Speed Racer.
Bro, my guy's packing though. He's packing.
Yeah, this actor was blessed.
Like, what qualifies you as Captain America? I'm all American, baby. I'm right here.
He said, "Look right here."
Chris Evans may have had America's ass. But
America's bulge.
America's bulge. You've heard it here first. Oh my god. What do we rank this?
The heck is this? 100%.
Bro, he's about to stop Zemo at 5 and then jump over 15 cars at 6. Like, what is going on?
Romes, you know what kind of bulge. He does look like Megamind. Like, if you see it from far, you'd think that his head is like swollen.
Stop, criminal.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Freeze.
Hey, buddy, you okay? What? You okay?
And just the shield looks so tiny.
Oh, he's kind of
American bacon.
Honestly, and the meaty thighs too.
Yeah, this dude is jacked.
Yeah, look, especially for the time, he's a big man.
Yeah, he's a big dude in more ways than one.
But like, what is with the vest stripes with this
I hate it.
plastered and star?
You know what this whole thing reminds me of? Who was that one character we did a tier list of? That Nightwing. It reminds me of freaking Nightwing's stupid uniform.
The Nightfall Nightwing.
Yeah, I hated. That was another. The heck is this? Wait, was it Nightwing? No, not.
Yeah, Nightwing, where his first original costume.
Yeah. That shit sucked. That sucked. And this whole thing reminds me of that.
Also,
dude, I will ban you if you make this your profile picture.
I love this. It's growing on me, bro. 0.3. Let's go.
Is it me or is like his belt buckle to his like belly button?
Oh yeah, he's riding high, but he
looks
like this is a player that I would have created back in like 2K like wrestling. Starman.
If you look at the star, like this the arrow doesn't even go down. Actually, it might just be.
They put all their budget in the bulge. Come on now.
Yeah, they said we need to make sure that is what
No, Rums, they did not try to distract you. All stripes lead to the bulge. Don't even play.
All right, enough of the bulge though. This is the heck is this? Let's get on before somebody new comes on. Like, what are they talking about? Oh. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. 0.3 after dark, everybody. 0.3 after dark.
Let's put this whole link in the call.
Great things channel. Right there.
Whole videos going to the COD 4K channel.
Yeah. Everybody's gonna be like 3 nerds talking about Captain America's bulge.
I'm crying. No. I'm crying. I'm literally crying. Oh my gosh.
I did not think this is where this tier list was gonna go.
You knew what you were doing. You selected this one.
Dude, I didn't. I saw it and I was just like, okay. I was like, dude's packing, but all right, let's keep going. Oh man. The focal point I didn't think was gonna be that.
Got me messed up.
Yeah. I thought it would be the helmet, but it's the other head that unfortunately is
0.3 after dark.
0.3 after dark. All right, let's move on. Let's move on before we get canceled. Next up, we have Bucky Barnes as Captain America. This one being very different, right, from your normal Cap suit. He has the black going down from I want to say his arms through the side all the way down into his boots as well. Has a big old knife too. I like this design, but it's never really like stuck with me.
That's fair, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still recovering. I
gotta go pull the image back.
I'm trying very hard. Very hard.
Oh,
Bucky.
I would put it.
This is like a C tier.
Yeah, I would say high C, low B.
I was gonna say B. When I see this, I do think of B tier. I don't love the costume for some reason.
How is it B?
I like the design choice. Like, I think it's a bold choice. I don't think it executes it well, but I don't think it executes it badly either.
What's the bulge there? And I was like, wait, where is he going?
Enough of the bulge.
We lost him. He's
Well,
gone.
He's gone.
He's gone. He's gone. I mean, yeah, I could go B. I could go B on this one. I could go B on this one.
Like, I wouldn't say it's like a bad design. I wouldn't say it's my most favorite design, but I think it's like deserves a little bit of praise for kind of like being a different take.
I have a weird thing about this of like the triangular bottom shield used for Cap. It bothers me, and it's a common theme in most of my lower graded Cap designs, and I don't necessarily love that. On this, I just think this is pieced together. Like, it doesn't look complete, but it feels Bucky. Like, if I saw this and you're like, which Captain America is this? Like, okay, it's Bucky.
Yeah, that's the Winter Soldier trying to pretend he's Captain America.
Yeah. Like, bro, sitting at a desk, and they're just like, hey, Cap. And then he stands up and they're like, well, Cap? And they're like, what's going on? Big knife.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, my God.
Right.
The
shadows. It's in the shadows.
Yeah, it's somewhere in there for sure. But yeah, B tier. I think it's middle of the road, right? It's neither great nor bad, and I think that's the best way to describe it. Going on into another MCU suit. This is the Sam Wilson suit based off of Captain America and the Winter Soldier. This is also basically his first comic design, right? So I think it's a good 2-for-1. They are both very similar. I think this is a great costume. I love the wings. I love the white on the shoulders. I like the white on the boots. I think this is a high A, if not 0.3 for me.
I've notoriously been a detractor on this suit. I don't know, man. I just cannot get down with, I like the white. I like the silver. I think everything is cool. It just feels too much. Feels too loud for me. Personally.
I think I would put it in.
I would
put it in A.
I would put it in A because I don't want it to be next to whatever that Bucky design is. But like, if you put those two together, serious question. I know we're gonna get to it, but since we just talked about it, having these two together, like side by side, does it lower or raise the one or the other for you? Like from what we just looked at.
From the Bucky one?
Mm-hmm.
I think I like this one better.
I mean, I think this is way better. Like, way better.
Yeah. I like it a lot more. It's just, it feels cleaner too, right? With the way they try to do it. Because even though the OG Captain America suits have white, there isn't as much of that. But this suit does a lot of it between the wings, the chest, the shoulder, the boots, and it all blends very well together.
I like his visor too.
Yeah.
Or not his glasses, whatever. I really like how that looks.
Yeah. Well. Okay. I can get down with it.
And it doesn't look goofy. I think there's a world where that would look goofy, but it doesn't.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Like these glasses or these goggles look goofy, in my opinion.
Oh, I like the buggy ones.
I don't know. They look goofy. Like, I hate I'm not a big fan of buggy eye things, like especially Spider-Man bug eyes. I have a Funko of that. Oh, I hate it.
This is smooth.
Yeah.
This is smooth.
I like it. Another interesting design choice with this next one. The next couple, I think the next two are probably the most out there Steve Rogers Captain America designs. First coming with when he finally returns after being old man Steve into being Cap. He gets a new costume. A lot of them basically come in. I'm sorry. A lot of people commentating that this is what they call the Secret Empire suit. So look that up if you want to see it. But he has the triangular shield. This has a very different look to it. I don't know how to describe it well. So just look up a picture. But how do you guys feel on this this design?
This is where I run into trouble because I think it's way better than Bucky's, but I think this is a B. But I don't think they're even in the same tier at all. Like this feels a little bit more stealthier, a little more elongated. Like this cap looks quicker. This cap looks strong. Shout out to Sam in that fresh suit that I think looks a little bit better. Anyways, the shield is okay, but I do think the design, like he looks like a hero. Like he looks like someone who could be a Captain America for sure. And he is, obviously.
Yeah.
I would say B, but not Bucky B.
SB, I see your thoughts churning.
It's something feels off on it. So I would definitely not put it above B. But my gut is telling me it's a high C.
What flavor?
Fruit punch.
Okay.
Nice. Is he bulge strong? No, not really.
Oh, sleek,
bulge.
compact.
Yeah, no bulge.
Yeah, the brown throws me off.
Oh, dude, I kind of like that about this though. For like the color of navy and blue.
Yeah. I get like if it was any other color, it would be too much. But like too many different offsetting colors, but I don't know. Just feels plain at the same time.
Listen, for the art and ink and stuff in this specific comic, I feel like they did a really good job on this cover because I think the rest of it's kind of stupid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Necro and Mason, hello.
Yeah, I don't love it. I don't hate it. And I think my dislike goes really towards the shield a lot of times.
Sure.
But when I see this costume on its own, like specifically on other panels of the comic and like an action figure of it that came out like last year, I think it's a good suit. I would put it B as well.
Yeah.
I would settle for B. It reminds me of a John Walker. It reminds me of a suit John Walker could wear.
Yeah.
And that's what I think throws me off because I'm like, I want it to be a Steve suit, but it's just like, no. But then I get with the whole run, it's supposed to be him kind of coming back into the role, so not want it to be different from his other suits and different than what Sam's rocking. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'll go B. Settle with that.
That's fair. This next one is very interesting. When I came across it, doing research for some suits, this is the exosuit Captain America. Basically, it's made for him when he gets like paralyzed, I think, or the super soldier serum has like some sort of reverse effect to him for some reason during this time, and he gets this suit, which is like a big old suit of armor, very robotic, has layers to it for some reason.
Yeah.
And if you look up the suit, you'll understand what I mean when it has layers. I don't like it.
Bro, how like this guy has like a 64 pack. Why did they give him so many abs and side abs though? It's like that's the later part where I'm like, what?
Side abs go crazy.
Yeah.
Put me on the routine.
Each individual ab.
There's still something kind of like imposing about it though. That I think for me puts it like a B-ish range. Because I think if I were to see this, I'd be like, oh damn, like I'm about to get messed up.
He looks like a cockroach though, so I would put it at C.
Cockroach.
Oh, I could see that. I could see that.
Yeah.
I'd be down with it.
Of Power Ranger.
Yeah.
I would put C.
I could see the Power Ranger like comparisons, but I don't know if it's because the way they have made him how muscular he is and how for some reason, the exosuit also is able to define every single muscle he has.
It doesn't make sense. Like when you
Yeah.
break it down by section, you're looking at it and you see like the lines that were drawn with this
Mhm.
and the way that I could just see it stacking. Like that first to the star.
Yeah.
Dude, Latte, like what is this guy on? Jeez.
He's on the super soldier serum, that's for sure.
I guess.
Yeah. He
It
looks
is cool that
Captain America.
the one thing that saves it for me that I'll probably put like I wouldn't say what the heck is this is just because the colors, like where things are hitting the blue, the star, like everything kind of fits like the original how we discussed it in a way, and the shield looks good. But yeah, sorry.
It's got all the core design elements.
Yeah. He feels very 90s though, which I think is like both a good and a bad thing for the suit.
Yeah.
So good see.
Oh.
Good see.
Reminds me of Captain Japan. I don't know why. I could see this being like Japanese Captain America.
That's fair. Silver Samurai meets.
Yeah.
So you want some armor? Got to put together there.
Yeah.
All right. Not
Okay.
bad. Not bad.
Okay. Yeah, so far so good on this. It's proving to be a lot more fun than I thought it would be. I'm glad it's a lot more over the place.
Yeah.
No really big, because I think sometimes, especially in our Marvel Rivals, a lot of the designs were good.
Yeah.
So it was top heavy. This one is not. So
yeah,
I'm glad.
Because I wasn't there. No.
Bro, I think it might have been even more.
Isaiah Bradley, the first Black Captain America in comics. This design is kind of set apart from one big thing, and that is the bandana that he has.
I like the bandana.
I mean, yeah.
I like it.
Like
I would
character
say A.
select, and it's just his head. It looks money. The scales are intense. His size, though, I think is what makes this.
Yeah.
For sure.
I would say A.
Man, I wish we got like good backstory on this. I was really hoping for Falcon and Winter Soldier. I was praying that we got him.
Man, I read Truth yesterday, actually, which is the miniseries that Isaiah Bradley is first shown in, and wow, holy crap! I've been thinking about it all day between all the Captain America stuff. It's fantastic, and I do think the MCU did a major disservice to Isaiah Bradley's character by not showing you some of that. So, yeah.
Especially for people that don't know the character of Isaiah Bradley, they're like, "Oh, he's just another guy." I'm sure by now people probably even forgot that that character existed.
Bro, and with all the damn multiverse stuff, you think we would have got another really cool version of Isaiah Bradley with like a legit vibranium shield and a legit upgrade to costume, like a legit storyline versus other people. Like just like no. Nexus being there's only one of them and we're not doing anything.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. Yeah. But yeah, no, A tier for sure. A subtle design change, but one that adds a lot of character for him.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. This next one is one that I had never seen before, kind of falling into that category with these suits. And when I saw it, I knew we had to talk about it. It is Sharon Rogers, the child of Steve and Peggy. This is from the Future Fight video game that's on the App Store. And again, she's their daughter, and she basically takes up the role of Captain America. This suit is given to her by Iron Man in this Future Fight. So this is the suit that we're looking at. She has this lance, her shield. It's an interesting design choice for her.
Pretty freaking badass.
Yeah, I've always liked this, but this feels so anime to me. This feels so Eastern. Like to the T. ReZero. Shield Goblin. Slayer. Woman.
I love ReZero. Such a good show.
Yeah. Rome's.
I don't know.
Wait 1 second, Rome's. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about this one though.
It's
feels
cool. It just doesn't feel
C
like
or
Captain
B.
America. I'd say
Maybe C. I don't know. I don't want to put it into heck is this, but I don't think it deserves more than B, if that.
very mech.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like she's about to enter a mech suit and like
Yeah.
go berserk.
Yeah.
The headpiece gives Wanda a lot, which throws me off.
Hell Unleashed, baby. That's what it is.
Oh wait, that's the wrong character. That's Hela, not Wanda.
No, when I see this, I think Hella. I have no reason
True.
to. It's not that complicated, but I just, for whatever reason, she just gives me the warrior vibes. I guess B. There's nothing egregious about this, in my opinion.
Okay, I can agree with that. This is one I look at it and I'm like, oh, that's cool. It's very interesting, and I would definitely say like out of all the B tiers right now, it's probably the best one that we have in the B tiers.
I agree with that. Good color scheme. I think it's cool.
Yeah, like a nice even blue and red, which you don't see too much of because Caps is normally more blue.
But yeah, I like the black accents on this too. I think they're subtle, but they fit well.
Yeah. Yep. One that Rome's has been talking about, and I'm pretty sure this is the one, Rome's, that you meant. This is Punisher Captain America. This is Frank Castle as Cap. Of this costume, from what I gathered, is from What If Age of Ultron #9, I think it was. Where he takes up the Cap mantle, and this one is it's very interesting. Definitely set apart by the fact that he has his Punisher logo and on the arms as well. And he has a big, big gun because it would not be a Punisher if he doesn't have a giant gun. So, gentlemen, when I look at this, personally, I think A tier. Oh, it's main continuity? Okay. Didn't know that. I think A tier, though. I like this one a lot.
I would 0.3 it. I love it.
Ooh, 0.3.
I would 0.3 it. I don't know, when I first came across the suit, I was like, yo, this is freaking badass. And it just screams exactly what Captain Punisher would be.
This is pretty sweet.
The whole the star with the red logo over it is cool. And it kind of reminds me of kind of, at least the way its Punisher logo goes down with the red, kind of reminds me of like a 2099 logo a little bit. And my Spidey bias might be true in a little bit there, but
just a little bit.
I think Punisher rocks a great blue and white. And when we've seen him in black and white, he could pull off, he could pull off a good blue and white.
Yeah, I go. I mean,
I could fully understand A, so I'll settle for that.
I wouldn't say 0.3 certified, but I would definitely say A.
Okay. Yeah, the more I look at it, I don't know why, like all the official artwork of it, he looks like an Incredibles character in like the best way possible.
I was gonna say too, the cap kind of reminds me of Red Guardian a little bit, but not in a bad way.
No, it's a complete suit. It's a very complete suit, and you can't mistake this for like oh, Steve, what happened? Like, no, like Frank, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Ooh, Bucky versus Frank over the mantle. Give me that.
That'd be a wild.
My dreams.
A wild.
I love seeing like characters cross over into other character stuff.
Yeah. Yep. Our next MCU MCU suit comes courtesy of everybody's favorite suit. When you talk about Captain America MCU suits, the stealth suit from Winter Soldier. I think this one's pretty easy, but I'd
The
love
heck
to
is
hear you
this?
guys. Oh, okay.
Kidding, I'm kidding.
He's going down with the bulge too.
No, this is. I would point three this.
I can't point through the first one, not this one.
Yeah. It's too good. It's too good of a suit.
I wish there's a little more red, but for being just because my favorite color is red.
But
But
it's
for being stealth suit, it's gotta be
absolutely.
Yeah.
gotta be absent. That's what I was trying to say. I can't talk.
Mm-hmm. Cynthia, hello. And
Hello.
Rome's bulge to booty on this one, I guess. Very true. Very true. Yeah, it's a simple color change and goes more towards full navy with a little bit of silver instead of white, which I think is a great choice. When you think of stealth, this is what you would think he'd wear.
Yeah.
I like it.
Dang.
Yeah.
Dang.
It's too good. It's way too good. Going pretty good, ranking some Captain America suits like this next one being both. Fun fact, I didn't know this until I researched this particular costume. It is the U.S. agent suit, but Captain America did wear it for a little bit.
Really?
He went by just the Captain. Why? I don't fully know. But
he's coming out with his own rum line or something. He's trying to market.
I guess so, right? But yeah, this is basically the U.S. agent comic design, which is another design that I really like, actually. I think the way that they do the blacks on this, where as opposed to the Bucky one, I think is pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm with that. I would say, I personally would say back end A.
Back end A.
I agree with that. I like it. Black and red is a cool color scheme. One of my favorite color schemes.
Yeah. Like it's
Hey, he's got the pirate boots too.
I know.
He does. I love the fact that US agent basically feels like
an anti-cap.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was gonna say evil, but I don't want it. I didn't want it to be the evil because he's not fully evil. But yeah, anti-cap. I think is the best way to put it.
For sure.
Oh, London, UK. Getting more viewers from different parts of the world.
Yeah, shout out to
5 a.m. over there.
Morning, yeah.
I know. Good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Glad you're spending time with us with some Cap.
Yeah.
Yes, we go with the most American possible character, but that's fine.
Yeah.
We'll do Captain Britain next.
Yeah. It'll just be like 10 photos of Henry Cavill fan Cap.
Yeah. And one Peggy Carter. Oh man. Okay, the next one I want to say is the newest Steve Rogers comic suit. This is the Avengers Twilight comic book run that was from last year, I think it was. I always get my years confused with comics because they go on for so long, but I'm pretty sure it ended last year. This suit, mainly similar to his main Captain America suit, but the big defining difference is the way the red runs from like the shoulders down, and there is a little bit more brown and red to this one. It's a suit I like a lot as well, and I think that it's one of those where this is supposed to be an older Steve as well, and I think it fits well into it.
Yeah. Does this feel MCU inspired to you guys at all?
It does.
A little bit.
I don't know what's going on with the kneecaps. I don't like
Mm.
I
Cap's
don't
got
like the
caps.
kneecaps,
Cap's
but
got caps.
and yeah, I don't know what's going on with the caps, with the kneecaps caps. But other than that, I still really like it.
Yeah, there are little subtle things that bother me about this one. I think like the ribbed look, like on the top of the hands of the gloves, underneath the caps, right above the calf, like that little piece kind of does bother me, and you see it a little bit on his shoulders, like on the inside and outside of the traps of the red. I don't love that, but I think it's kind of a cool suit, and he's yoked. So I would say B for this one for me personally.
B. I could see that. Yeah. 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 I could. Did y'all do
Yeah,
the
I
nomad
like
suit?
B.
We didn't. We didn't do nomad. I thought about adding nomad, but I was trying to go more for straight cap variants, and I think nomad is very out there. But I do think we'll eventually definitely have nomad for sure. I do think we will. All right, last entry, the newest entry from the MCU coming up in Brave New World, February 14th. We have Sam Wilson's new Captain America suit. This one.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna drop the old P3 on this one. I love this. I think this is one of my favorite suits. Period. I think this one looks better than the white one. I think that the color scheme, everything hits on this. The navy, Anthony Mackie looks super dope in this. The shield pops. The red on the boots is money. The gloves aren't that tall. Like it just, yeah. This is probably one of my all-time favorite MCU looks and just suits in general, personally.
I love it. I think it's 0.3 as well. And it pays homage to a lot of different, pays homage to the first white suit, pays homage to the calf suit. It's got like not the brown buckles that kind of like strap his whatever harness thing
Yeah,
is
the harness,
over his
yeah.
shoulders. And that fits with the suit very well. He's got the cool visor, cool glasses again. I love it.
The line work on it is so clean.
I really like the red that they
Yeah.
chose too. It's like a nice. It's one of my favorite shades of red, at least just from what this picture and the lighting makes of it. But the boots just look. I don't know. I really like the boots on there.
Yeah,
They really, really look good.
Yeah, they look great. I would say like this one is probably super good because of also the fact that it looks like a tactical Captain America suit, where I think maybe all of the 0.3 certified, that's the common theme, where it is a tactical Captain America suit that it looks like it would translate into the real world.
Yeah.
This just continues that.
I like on this one too. This is going to be super subtle, and Anthony Mackie isn't like, I mean, he's a big guy, like he's broad, like he's beefy, he's a thick dude. But the design of this is very subtle with the stripes to make his torso look a little bit slimmer and kind of come in and make his shoulders and his traps that give him that V and make him a little bit bigger. They're just angled just enough to give that illusion that he's a little bit smaller. And I think it just, everything I think is very purposeful and works really, really well together. Like this to me is a really well thought out design.
Yeah. Yeah. And the star with the wings on it.
Money.
Yeah.
So good.
I love it. I love it.
$1 billion.
Yeah. I wish. We'll talk about box office predictions later on, but this is our tier list. Now, again, if you're new to our tier list, we also quickly do a rearranging of the tiers to kind of give you the definitive answer to everything. So, in the heck is this? At the bottom of the bottom, we have the movie Bulge Cap, as he's been come to know in the 0.3 community now, and Avengers video game Captain America. I think that's fair. In C tier, all alone, we have Exosuit, Cap, to be forgotten in the annals of time. Now, B tier, we have 4 in there. Right now, we have Bucky, Captain America, Secret Empire, Sharon Rogers, and Avengers Twilight Cap. Gentlemen, do we think that this tier is set well?
I would put the Sharon at the back end.
Okay.
I would move the Twilight Cap to the front.
Okay. Lou?
And I would leave it at that myself.
If it wasn't Bucky, I'm burning that second one. But I like it.
Yeah. I think this fits well. Yep. So B tier, your official is Avengers Twilight at the top of B, Bucky, Cap, Secret Empire, and Sharon Rogers. On A tier, we have your original classic Jack Kirby, Captain America. We have the Captain America and Winter Soldier, Sam Wilson. We have Isaiah Bradley. We have Punisher, Cap, and then U.S. Agent. Gentlemen, I'll be completely honest with you. I think the classic America, Captain America, needs to be moved up.
Certified?
Yeah.
Ooh,
The design
I don't
is-
think we've done that in a while.
The design is just too iconic that I think it needs to be at the top.
I can get down with that. Back end of 0.3. I mean, I really have no reason to not certify it, but I do like the other suits better.
I think it's the back end 0.3. It's the borderline.
Okay.
It's the borderline that gets stuff into 0.3 or not.
Yeah.
I personally would have Punisher Cap at the front.
Yeah.
I can agree with that as well.
I like that order.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm content with that.
Yep. I'm getting jiggy with it. So your A tier, Punisher, Frank Castle Cap at the front. You Sam Wilson from Captain America Winter Soldier, Isaiah Bradley, and U.S. Agent. All very good costumes. Again, if you've never seen one of our tier lists, A is not a bad place to be in at all. So
It's top 5, baby.
yeah. Our 0.3, gentlemen, arguably our lightest 0.3 certified tier list ever. We only got 4 entries this time.
Yeah.
We have Age of Ultron suit. We have the stealth suit from Winter Soldier, the Sam Wilson from Brave New World, and then classic Captain America. I think we all agree.
I wouldn't change it.
I was gonna say, I think we all agree that Jack Kirby stays as the gatekeeper.
Yeah.
So,
My boy's sad.
yeah. I think it's as good as it is.
God dang, it's such a good suit. Oh,
Dare
Yeah.
I say that maybe post Brave New World, seeing that suit in action, it might have to go up.
I was thinking that
Probably.
too. I was thinking that too.
Probably.
I was like, this potential to
The
move.
more I'm looking at it, I'm like, damn, that kind of just looks like a sexier stealth suit.
Bro, it definitely like it's nice.
So should we just
I wouldn't be
preemptively?
upset. I wouldn't be upset.
Should we just preemptively do what I feel like needs to be done?
Let's do it. We'll come back to that.
I think
Okay.
We'll do a follow up.
Okay.
Just a quick. Did it change?
Yeah.
He doesn't
Yeah.
even have his wings either.
Hmm.
Shoot.
Gosh, Captain America is such a cool design character.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's so many versions. But there you have it. This is our tier list for Captain America. Again, if we didn't do your favorite design, wait for another part. We'll probably definitely do another one. But gentlemen, that was the end of our live stream. Right? A great way to start our Captain America Brave New World hype train. We had a lot of fun today. Everybody, thank you for joining us. for the tier list for Sam's Comic History. Make sure you're subscribed to us if you aren't. If you're not in our Discord, join us on our Discord. We'd love to have you in there. For everybody watching live and later on, thank you, Rome's, for example, Dylan, Nate, members of our community. Thank you guys so much. I think today goes down as the birth of Bulge, Captain America. We will never forget it.
Never.
I'm sure.
Highlight next year. This time next year, it's gonna be one of their moments of the year.
Yeah, I think if we make a compilation this year, this is for sure gonna go up on there. But everybody, thank you once again so much. Join us next week where we are going to continue with the hype for Captain America. So everybody, have a great night. Have a great rest of your week. Again, we have been your favorite trio of myself, Hero Scroll, Shadow Brando to my right, Captain Shadow Brando, excuse me.
Big Cap.
Lou. Yeah, Big Cap. And then Lou right beneath me. Everybody, have a great night. And for all of you watching, the 3 most important things that you always need to keep doing. You need to keep watching. You need to keep reading. You need to keep nerding out about Captain America, because the movie's coming out soon. And Big Bulge. Gotta leave it on that. Oh, man. But have a great night, everybody. We'll see you next live stream.